Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're unpacking a simple but honestly pretty profound allegory about our absolute most precious resource, time. So the story starts with a father trying to get through to his notoriously lazy son. You know the type, right? This boy was just careless. He never worked, and he basically spent his days just wandering around the village from sunrise to sunset, doing absolutely nothing of substance. Well, the father realizes he needs to step in, but he knows a typical, boring lecture just isn't going to work. He needs an unforgettable demonstration to really wake his son up to reality.
Okay, let's dive into this. The father decides a lecture won't cut it, so he gives his son a very specific task. Step 1, retrieve an old watch from the cupboard. Step 2, take it down to the bustling local market. And step 3, ask the merchants what it's worth. I mean, it seems like a perfectly normal, simple appraisal task, right? So the boy nods, takes the watch in his hand, and heads off to see what the market actually dictates this physical object is worth.
So the boy heads down to the market, and right away, the appraisal process is just a mess of conflicting opinions. One merchant offers 500 rupees, then another bumps it up to 800. A third values it at 1,000. Absolutely nobody could agree on the objective, definitive monetary value of this single physical object. It was all over the place. Naturally, the boy trudges back home and reports to his dad. He says, "Father, everyone told me a different price for the watch." And you can imagine, he's completely confused by this. He went out looking for an objective truth about a tangible item, and all he got back was this messy spectrum of conflicting opinions. But the father, he doesn't look disappointed at all. Actually, he just smiles. He tells the boy to put the watch back in the cupboard, and they just wait for the sun to rise on the next day. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the massive paradigm shift it captures. The very next morning, the father introduces a brilliant twist. He hands the boy the exact same watch, but with a brand new mission. He says, "Go back to the market, but this time, don't ask the price of the watch. Ask them the price of the time inside the watch." I mean, the boy was utterly bewildered. How in the world do you price something invisible? How do you appraise a concept? But still wanting to obey his dad, he heads back out to try and get a price quote on the literal intangible. Let's look at the market's reaction because it is incredibly telling. As you might imagine, walking up to busy merchants and asking for the market rate of an invisible concept, yeah, that did not go well. People looked at him like he was completely crazy. They laughed right in his face, shooed him away, and openly dismissed the whole thing as a foolish question. But through this really embarrassing rejection, he was experiencing firsthand how most people completely miss the intangible value of time. They're so fixated on the physical object that they are entirely blind to what it actually measures. Feeling totally defeated and frankly mocked by the entire village, the boy finally stops at this small, quiet shop. Inside, there's an old watchmaker, hunched over, busy meticulously repairing timepieces. The boy, probably bracing for more laughter at this point, asks him this exact same strange question. But the old man's reaction is entirely different from the rest of the market. He pauses his delicate work, he looks up at the boy, and instead of laughing or shooing him away, he gives him this kind, knowing smile. The old watchmaker understands immediately what the father is truly trying to ask. The old man softly shares a really profound truth. He says, "Son, you cannot put a price on time. You can give millions of rupees, but you cannot buy back even 1 second of your life." Just think about the immense weight of that statement for a second. You can negotiate the price of the physical watch all day long in the market, but the time itself? It is entirely off the market. Once a single second ticks by, no amount of accumulated wealth on earth can repurchase it. That right there is the core lesson. Time has to be used wisely, precisely because it is strictly non-refundable. And this brilliantly illustrates the dual nature of time. The brutal reality? It passes. Like a rushing waterfall, it slips away continuously, relentlessly, without ever pausing, no matter what we do or how we feel. But the empowering part, the really good thing, is that you have the absolute agency to choose exactly how to navigate it. It's a flowing stream, yes, but you are the one holding the oars. You decide the direction. Which brings us to a fundamental, inescapable reality of human existence: 24. Every single person in this world gets exactly 24 hours in a day. It is the ultimate, absolute, non-negotiable baseline of our lives. Time is the great equalizer. Whether you are the richest merchant with millions at your disposal or a poor villager just struggling to get by, you share this identical daily allowance. You both get exactly 24 hours when the sun comes up.
The absolute only difference between the two is how those specific hours are utilized.
This realization caused a massive internal shift for the boy. It was a real game changer. He completely left behind his lazy, wandering past. Right there in that present moment at the shop, his eyes opened to the true value of time. He thanked the old man, ran all the way home, and moving forward, he completely changed his lifestyle. He started working hard. He stopped wasting his days, finally grasping the heavy, heavy value of every single moment. So the crucial point is a set of core takeaways we can draw from this lesson. Let's really cement these in our minds. First, time is free, but it's priceless. Second, you can't buy it, but you have the profound ability to use it. Third, you can't hoard it in a safe, but you can choose how to spend it. And finally, the most urgent rule of all, once it's gone, it never returns. Which leaves us with a deeply personal question. Because, knowledge is only power if it's applied. So how will you spend your next 24 hours? You have this non-renewable, entirely unpurchasable resource handed to you today, completely free of charge. Will you let the noise of the market dictate its value, or will you recognize that it's truly priceless? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep learning, keep focusing, and most importantly, use your time wisely.